we have the physics part of 26 marks. The first question is, when a newspaper is seen through a lens, its prints appear smaller. The nature of the lens is laterally concave. During sunset or sunrise, the sun appears reddish because due to longer passage of time as atmosphere, even red light is the sunlight scatters. Electrical resistivity of a given metallic wire depends upon nature of the material. An electric device which converts electric energy into mechanical energy is called electric motor. Distinguish between the inverted image and the lateral inverted image. In the lateral inverted image means the left and right side of the image are interchanged. In lateral inverted image, a mirror forms a laterally inverted image which cannot be caught on a screen because it is a virtual. Inverted image, the image is upside down, and in laterally inverted image, the virtual image is always erect, real image are always inverted. What is fuse wire always placed? Why is fuse wire always placed in a live circuit? Fuse wire always placed in a live circuit because to break the circuit preventing the connected device from damage. An eye specialist prescribed a power plus 4.5 D, that is dioptrometer, to a person for his glasses. What is the nature of the lens and the focal length of the lens? Here you can say that the nature of the lens is converging or convex lens. SP, the power is positive. So SP, as we know that power equal to 1 by F, that is 1 by focal length. That is power is reciprocal to focal length. So we can write focal length equal to 1 by power 1 by P, that is focal length will be 1 by 4.5 because our power is given as plus 4.5 D. So after doing the calculation we will get that F equal to 10 by 45. If we cancel out we will get F equal to 2 by 9, which will be 0.00 meter or 22.22 centimeter focal length. The length of the focal length will be. Give two practical application of electromagnet. The two practical examples of electromagnets are motors, that we all use motors, and generators. An electric bulb of resistance 80 ohm draws a current of 0.75 ampere. Find the line voltage. Here what are givens? What are the in question? What are given? The resistance is given as 80 ohm. Current is given as 0.75 ampere. Now we know that according to Ohm's law, the voltage is proportional to I, that is current. So and therefore we can write that V equal to IR. V equal to what is I? 0.75 and what is R? 80. So V equal to 0.75 into 80 volt. So V, that is voltage, equal to, we can write that if we do the calculation we will get it will be 60 volt. So voltage will be 60 volt. Now in next question, distinguish between the term overloading and short circuiting as used in domestic circuits. Overloaded occurs when equipment draws excess current from the supply, whereas short circuit occurs when there is a fault between the line to earth. That is the earthing. A convex lens of focal length 40 cm and a convex lens of focal length 50 cm at place in contact with each other. Calculate the power of the combination and focal length of the combination. So what are given here? Focal length of convex lens, that is 40 cm, focal length of concave lens, that is 50 cm. Now we know that combined power of both the lens we have to find out. So for that we know that power equal to 1 by focal length. So power of concave lens equal to 100 by minus 50. As for concave lens, the focal length is will be negative, so this one is 1 by 50 centimeter, but this one is in meter, so 100 by minus 50 meter. After calculation we will get minus 2d, that is diptometer. And for convex lens, that will be 100 by 40. As this one is convex, so the focal length will be in plus, in positive. So after solving we will get 2.5 diptometer. Now by combining these two we will get 2.5 plus minus 2, that will be 0.5 diptometer. Give three characteristics of series circuit. The three characteristics of series circuits are: same current passes through both the resistors, or we can say that all the resistors. Voltage is divided in the ratio of resistance, that is V by 2 divided by V by 1 equal to R by 2 divided by R by 1. Next, voltage of circuit is equal to the sum of the voltage drop, that is V equal to VR1 plus VR2 plus VR3 plus, will go like that way. Now what is electromagnet? Draw a circuit diagram to show how a soft iron piece can be transformed into electromagnet. First of all, what is electromagnet? The electromagnet is a temporary magnet which behaves like a magnet, where when an electric current is passed through the insulated copper wire and lose its magnetism when current is stopped. And for the second question, draw the circuit diagram. The down one is the diagram shown where it is made where the solenoid is made, which will behave as a electromagnet. Next question, state the difference between electromagnet and permanent magnet with 3 points. The difference between electromagnet and permanent magnet are: for electromagnet, these are temporarily magnetized, and permanent, they are permanently magnetized. In electromagnet, the poles of the electromagnet can be altered, but in permanent magnet, the poles of the permanent magnet cannot be changed. Now some example of electromagnet is solenoid, and for permanent magnet is bar magnet. How can a continuous flow current be obtained? Where are the sources of energy, and name the device that continue flow of current. An electric circuit is a path through which electric current flows. Now we know that electric current flows through the path called a circuit. We also know that a continuous electric circuit needs energy source such as battery. Give any 4 characteristics when the object is at the center of the curvature of a concave mirror. It is told that we need to give 4 characteristics of an object when it is placed at the center of the curvature of a concave mirror. So the characteristics will be: the image formed by the concave mirror is at a center of curvature at the same site. Image formed by the concave mirror is same as the size of the object. Image formed by the concave mirror is real and inverted. Image formed by the concave mirror is not magnified. State two characteristics of an image formed by plane mirror. The two image formed by plane mirror has the following characteristics: virtual and erect behind the mirror. The size of the image is equal to the size of the object. How can the power of the electric motor be increased? Explain with any 3 points. The power of the electric motor can be increased by the following points: by increasing the potential difference between the terminals of the battery in DC motors, by increasing the number of coils, by placing an axle in between. Why is red colored light used as universal signal for danger? Danger signals are red in color because it is scattered and released by air molecule. The effect of scattering is inversely related to the fourth power of the wavelength of a color. Since the red color has the highest wavelength of all the color, it can be scattered the least, so red light is used as a danger signal. Now comes to the chemistry section. These are the MCQs. Which one of the following process involved in chemical reaction? Heating copper wire in presence of air at high temperature. An aqueous solution turns red litmus blue. Excess addition of which of the following solution would reverse the change? That will be hydrochloric acid. Classification of elements helps us to the answer will be all of the above. Now some questions. This will be identify the substance oxidize and the substance reduce are given in the given equation. So for the oxidize in the reaction, that will be H2S and the reduced one will be Br2. Ferrous sulfate decomposes with the evolution of gas having characteristics odor in burning sulfur. Identify the type of reaction. Here the reaction is there. 2FeSO4, when it is heated, it forms Fe2O3 plus SO2 plus SO3. And the reaction is thermal decomposition reaction, as one of the compound is breaking down into more than 2 products on heating. You all can pause the video and you can look the answer nicely and you can note it in your copy. I have provided the PDF in the description link of this video. You can download it from there in your Google Drive. So for the next question, an element P belongs to the fourth period and the group 17 of a long form of periodic table. Answer the following question. How many valence electrons are there in element P? That is 7. What is the valency of P? That will be 1. Name the element. It will be bromine. Now write the formula of its compound when it reacts with Q having valency plus 3. That will be XBr3. You can write this one as not XBr3, you will write this one QBr3 in place of X. You have to write Q in question number 17D. What is a homologous series? A series of carbon compounds in which same functional group substitutes the hydrogen atom is called a homologous series. A special name is assigned to compounds having the same molecular formula but different structural arrangement of atoms. What is that name? It is called isomers. Write the IUPAC name of CH3OH. That will be methyl alcohol. When an aqueous sodium hydroxide is added to aqueous copper sulfate solution, it forms a bluish-white precipitate of copper hydroxide. Now the question related to this is, what type of reaction is this? This will be double displacement reaction. What is the color of the copper sulfate solution? That will be blue. Write the valence equation to represent the above reaction, and the above reaction will be represented in a valence equation like this. 2NaOH plus CuSO4 will give Na2SO4 plus Cu in bracket OH2. Here the question number 20A is, write the chemical formula of washing soda. Sorry, the alignment is not proper, but you can note the question. Write the element and write the chemical formula for washing soda. That will be Na2CO3 hydrated with 10H2O. What happens when washing soda crystal is exposed to air? When washing soda, that is sodium carbonate crystal, are exposed to air, they lose water of crystallization and turns to white powdery mass of sodium carbonate monohydrate. Give any two industrial use of washing soda other than washing clothes. The two industrial use of washing soda other than washing clothes are: it is used in manufacturing detergents, it is used softening hard water. Next question, why and how alloys are made? Alloys are made to enhance the property that are malleability, ductility, resistance to corrosion, etc. of an individual metal that from it. An alloy is prepared by mixing various metals in molten state in a proper proportion and then cooling their mixture to the room temperature. State any three properties of alloy. Three properties of alloys are given below. Change in hardness, this one is also a point. A change in hardness, it gives the hardness quality. Resistance to corrosion, change in melting point. Now, what are covalent compounds? Why are covalent compounds generally poor conductor of electricity? Covalent compounds are formed on the basis of sharing electrons. When the electrons are shared within the bonds, there is no electron available to conduct electricity. Hence, why covalent bonds are generally there will be no why. Hence, covalent compounds are generally poor conductor of electricity. You have to write this line, hence covalent compounds. Okay, hence covalent compounds are generally poor conductor of electricity. Explain how a single covalent bond is formed between two atoms of hydrogen. Support your answer drawing structural diagram. Hydrogen atoms has also one electron in its valence shell, that is a K shell. hydrogen atoms join with each other by sharing one electrons. This will electron pair TRON. The spelling is wrong here. ELECTRON electron pair, so as to have an electronic configuration of helium. That is, He will give his valence electron is 2. Thus, the single covalent bond is formed between two hydrogen atoms and give rise to a hydrogen molecule. And you can look, there is the structure of hydrogen single bond or single covalent bonds. It is given in your book also, in your textbook. Now, allotrope is a property shown by which class of substances, elements, compounds or mixture. Give one example of allotropes of carbon. Almost every element present in the group 13 to group 17 of the modern periodic table. And one example of allotropes of carbon is diamond. There is graphite also. Name the reaction that is commonly used in conversion of vegetable oil to fat. That will be hydrogenation. Ethanol to ethane. That will be hydration of ethane. Next, ethanol to ethanoic. That will be oxidation reaction. Name the process of obtaining pure metal from an impure metal through electrolysis. If you have to refine copper using this process, mentioned the material used as anode. That will be pure cylindrical block of copper. In cathode, it will be pure copper metal strip of rod. And in electrolyte, it will be the saturated aqueous copper sulfate solution, which will be acidified. Give the advantage of the above process of refining. The advantages of above process of refining are: it produces metals of very high quality. It helps in the recovery of valuable metals such as gold and silver. Compound X and aluminum are joined to join railway tracks. Identify the compound X. That will be iron 3 oxides. Name the reaction. That will be thermite reaction. What happens chemically when quicklime is added to water? Give the chemical equation. When quicklime is added to water, it forms a slacked lime. The equation is given below. The chemical reaction, that is CaCO3, that is the quicklime. When it is heated, it gives CaOH2, that is the slacked lime. Now, zinc liberates hydrogen gas when react with dilute hydrochloric acid, whereas copper does not. Explain why. Zinc is more reactive than hydrogen, whereas copper is less reactive than hydrogen. So, zinc liberates hydrogen gas when react with dilute hydrochloric acid, whereas copper does not. This one is due to the high reactivity. If you go through your activity series, activity series of reactive elements, you can look the table series there. Now to the last section, that is biology. Here the questions are from the MCQ portion. Artificial removal of nitrogenous waste from the blood is called dialysis. Iodine is necessary for the synthesis of which of the hormone? That is thyroxine. Which of the following act as a blueprint of life? That is DNA. Write any 2 points of difference between respiration in plants and animals. The 2 points of difference between respiration in plants and animals are: in plants, the rate of respiration is very low, but in animals, the rate of respiration is fast. In plants, the specific respiratory organs are absent, but in animals, the specific respiratory organs are present, like lungs, gills, nostrils, trachea, etc. are present. Next question, draw the structure of neuron and label the following. Here in question, you have to label only the dendrite and the axon, but I have given the picture where all the parts of the neuron are being labeled, where you can look, the axons are also there and the dendrites are also there. Now, what do you mean by bisexual flower? Give 2 examples of it. A flower having both reproductive role, that is the male reproductive part, and the female reproductive part, that is the endoecium and gynoecium, is called the bisexual flower. Means the flower which contain both endoecium and gynoecium are called bisexual flowers. For example, mustard and tomato. In a complete flower, identify the following: parts that produce pollen grains, that will be the anther present in the endoecium. Parts that transfer the male gamete to the female gametes, that will be the pollen tube through the style. Parts that is sticky to trap the pollen grains, that will be the stigma present in the gynoecium. Parts that develop into fruits will be ovary. Discuss the monohybrid ratio given by Mendel. When a pair of contrasting characters are present together, only one is able to express itself in the F1 generation while the other remains suppressed. Whereas in F2 generation, progeny shows all its characters, that is dominance and recessive, in the ratio 3:1. This is known as monohybrid ratio. In the given diagram of human brain, name the parts level A and B and write their functions. You can look the diagram here. The parts name are, for A, that is the cerebrum, and B is the cerebellum, and their function. For cerebrum, it has sensory, motor and association areas, and the function of cerebellum is to maintain postures, equilibrium and muscle tone. What is excretion? Name 2 excretory organs in human. Excretion is the biological process that removes harmful metabolic waste from the body of living organisms. The 2 excretory organs in human are skin and kidney. Give the functional unit of kidney. For kidney it will be nephron, and for nervous system it is the neuron. Give reason of the following. For number 1, the lungs alveoli are converted with blood capillaries. The answer is to provide large area for exchange of gases. And number 2, the wall of trachea is supported by cartilage rings, because the cartilage rings ensures that the air passage does not collapse. Name 2 autotrophic plants which also shows heterotrophic mode of nutrition. That will the Venus flytrap, pitcher plant, sanddew, and many more are there. What is vegetative propagation? In which type of plants it is performed? Name 2 methods of vegetative propagation. The formation of new individuals from any vegetative parts of the plant's body is known as vegetative propagation. It is performed in the higher plants of ornamental, horticulture, medicinal, agriculture, and other economic importance. The 2 methods of vegetative propagation may occur through natural means or artificial means. Explain the term implantation and placenta. After fertilization, the embryonic development begins in the fallopian tube. Then the zygote moves from the fallopian tube down towards the uterus and implanted in the lining of the uterus. This is called implantation. And the organ by which the embryo is attached to the wall of the uterus is called placenta. Name two sexually transmitted diseases causes due to bacterial infection and viral infection. For bacterial infection, it will be gonorrhea and syphilis. And for viral infection, it will be AIDS and herpes. Enumerate the basis of Darwin's theory of natural selection. Darwin's theory is based upon the following. All animals and plants have the natural tendency to produce offspring. The number of offspring is maintained at a constant level. Struggle for existence, variation and heredity, survival of the fittest, origin of species, inheritance of useful variation. Can adrenal be called the stress managing gland of the body? Justify your answer by giving 4 points. Adrenal can be called the stress magnifying gland of body because when adrenaline is secreted, hormones we get energy to overcome physical and emotional stress. In normal situation, these hormones are secreted in small amounts. When a person faces stress or danger, these are secreted in large amount of hormones to prepare the body to face emergency situation. Large amount of adrenaline hormone increase the rate of heartbeat to supply more oxygen to muscles. Name the endocrine gland associated with the brain. That is the pituitary gland. And then name the endocrine gland associated with kidney. That is the adrenal gland. Name the pigment present in the plants which can be absorbed solar energy. That is the chlorophyll. Name the two stages of photosynthesis. The two stages of photosynthesis are light reaction and dark reaction. Name the mode of nutrition in ammoebia. That is the hologic nutrition. State the function of blood vessels of human circulatory system. The function of blood vessels of human circulatory system are: they carry oxygenated blood from lungs to the body, that is the arteries. They carry deoxygenated blood from the body to the lungs, that is the veins. The small narrow tubes which helps in transportation and exchange of blood from all individual cells, that are the capillaries. You all can pause the video and you can look the answers nicely and you can note it. And these are the questions who do not have the practical marks. What do you understand by the term refraction of light? The phenomena due to which the ray of light deviated from its path at the surface of separation of two media. When the ray of light is traveled from one optical medium to another optical medium is called refraction of light. What do you understand by the term accommodation of eye? The process which the ciliary muscles alter the focal length of the crystalline lens so as to focus nearer or far off objects clearly. It is the retina. On the retina is called the accommodation of the eye. What do you understand by the term electric energy? Electrical energy is the amount of work done or work consumed in a given amount of time. State the difference between magnetic field and magnetic field lines. The space around the bar magnet in which the influence in the influence in the form of magnetic force can be detected, is called magnetic field, and the curved lines along the iron fillings aligned or the magnetic field are called magnetic field lines. Balance the following equation. Here the equations are balanced for number 1, that is given here, and for number 2 also. In number 1 it is given what is neutralization reaction. The neutralization reaction, an acid reacts with a base to form salt and water. And for number 2, what do you mean by family of salt? This will be number 2. Okay. A salt belongs to the same positive or negative radicals are said to be family of salts. Next question, what is functional group? Name the functional group present in the compound. The functional group in the organic compound is the atom or the group of atoms bonded together in such a unique fashion that it is usually the site of chemical reactivity of an organic molecule. The functional group present in the compound is ketone. Now, what is saponification? The process by which ester gets hydrolyzed in presence of sodium hydroxide into the constituent alcohol and sodium salt of the alcoholic acid is called a saponification. Give the general formula of soap. The general formula of soap is RCOO negative and bonded with Na positive, where R stands for the large non-ionic hydrocarbon group that may be saturated or unsaturated in nature. Next, what is respiration? Respiration may be defined as a catabolic process in which stepwise breakdown of respiratory substrate, that is mainly glucose, occurs with the liberation of energy in the form of ATP. Where do anaerobic respiration and aerobic respiration take place? Anaerobic respiration takes place in absence of oxygen, whereas aerobic respiration takes place in presence of oxygen. Name the 4 main types of heterotrophic nutrition. The 4 main types of heterotrophic nutrition are hologic nutrition, saprophytic nutrition, parasitic nutrition, and symbiotic nutrition. State 2 reasons why the blood of hemophilic person clots very slowly or not at all. The 2 reasons why the blood of hemophilic person clots very slowly or not at all are: hemophilic person has very few platelets. Platelets are the components which help in clotting of blood in our body. The platelets cannot produce the chemicals which causes fibrinogen to change to fibrin. Name the gland and give one main action of the following hormone. First of all, insulin. It is present in pancreas. The organ is pancreas, and the action is lowers blood sugar level. Next is thyroxine, which is present in thyroid, and it protects our tissue. Define the following. Gene. Gene are functional unit of heredity as they are made up of DNA. Synapses. Synapses is a point of contact between the terminal branch of the axon of one neuron with the dendrites of another. It will be another ANOTHER, another neuron. So, if you like my video, please share and subscribe my channel for more videos, to get for the upcoming question papers, upcoming solved question papers. Okay, and the PDF will be given in my description, which will be in the form of Google Drive. You can open it in the Google Drive. Thank you all the students for watching my video.